Hey vinyl lovers, ever wonder if your record collection is truly safe from you? Well, today we're going to be diving into top 10 mistakes that could be silently ruining your vinyl. So stick around to find out if you're unknowingly putting your collection at risk and what you can do to keep those expensive records pristine. Taking care of vinyl isn't just about keeping it dust-free. It's about preserving every note, every groove, every bit of sound quality that makes vinyl so special. And too often we overlook small details that can make a massive difference in keeping our records in mint condition. And if you're new to vinyl, you are likely confused. There's so many YouTube videos out there telling you what to do, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. But don't let that bother you. Even seasoned collectors can slip into bad habits that put their records at risk. And if you're wondering what products I use to keep my records and equipment in top shape, I'll add links in the description below. These are true and tried and tested essentials that I have found effective over time, so feel free to check them out and level up your vinyl care game. Okay, number one is storing records in direct sunlight. Now, it might look nice for photos and for your display, but sunlight is vinyl's enemy. And just like anything else that spends too much time in the sun, records exposed to direct sunlight can warp over time due to UV rays and heat. And now warped records are almost impossible to flatten unless you get some fancy machine, so save yourself the heartbreak by keeping them out of the sun's reach. Aim for a cool, shaded spot where your records can rest safely, and if you have a window nearby, consider adding a curtain or a blind to block out any direct sunlight. If you're receiving new records in the mail, take extra precautions. Build a relationship with your delivery driver and ask them to place your records in a shaded area upon delivery. And if that's just simply not possible, try to retrieve your package as soon as possible as it's delivered to avoid any prolonged exposure to sunlight. Small steps like these can make a big difference in keeping your records safe from the damaging effects of heat and UV rays. Okay, number two is handling records with dirty or greasy hands. Now imagine touching a priceless painting with greasy fingers. It's all the same with vinyl. The oils and the dirt from our hands can cling to the record surface, creating grime that affects playback and sound clarity. Make it a habit to wash your hands before handling records, or better yet, grab them by the edges. Think of your records as rare artifacts. They deserve that level of care. And while it sounds simple, even seasoned collectors will sometimes forget this important step, especially during like social gatherings or parties. It's all too easy to go from snacking on some chips or finger food to flipping a record over from side A to side B when the music runs out. Now you might think that a quick wipe of your fingers on a napkin or on your jeans is enough, but even tiny amounts of oil and grime can stick to your fingers and transfer to your vinyl. Over time, these particles, they kind of build up, creating a layer of dirt that not only affects the sound quality, but can also damage the grooves themselves. So whenever possible, keep a small hand towel or cleaning wipe nearby, and always be mindful of keeping your hands clean when switching or handling records. Okay, number three is using paper towels or tissues for cleaning. And it sounds even weird saying that, but I've seen this bad on the internet lately, and I feel like it's worth calling out. Cleaning is great, but using paper towels or tissues is like scratching a fine glass surface. Even the softest tissue can leave behind lint, residue, or even worse, microscopic scratches. While it might seem convenient, these small fibers can degrade your record surface over time. Instead, invest in a quality microfiber cloth. It's a small price to pay for preserving your collection's sound quality and avoiding the kind of damage that builds up without you noticing. Number four is using harsh chemicals to clean your records. And I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but everybody wants their vinyl to look shiny and new, but using household cleaners can leave behind residues or damage the vinyl surface, ultimately impacting the sound quality. Stick with cleaning solutions that are made specifically for records. These are designed to lift dust and grime without leaving any harmful traces. Remember, a quick fix can often lead to long-term problems. And trust me on this, don't use Dawn dish soap or any other dish soaps, no matter how many folks on YouTube swear by it. It's insane. These soaps can leave a residue that gets trapped into the grooves, impacting your sound clarity and attracting more dust over time. Definitely don't go as far as putting your records in the dishwasher. I've seen this too. The combination of heat, water, and intense pressure will ruin them beyond repair. Another popular but risky trend is using wood glue to deep clean grooves. While that may sound effective, it can easily go wrong and leave behind a sticky mess that's hard to remove. Listen, just stick with proven vinyl safe methods and your records will thank you with a better sound and longer life. Okay, number 5 is stacking records. Now, this one is a common pitfall, and I know a lot of folks stack records to save space. And sure, it may seem sturdy, but vinyl is delicate, and stacking records puts undue pressure on the lower ones, which can lead to warping, cracks, or even permanent bending over time. To avoid this, store them upright like books on a shelf, where each record has some room to breathe so they're not being forced by pressure. And even if you're storing just a single record, keep it upright to best prevent any unintentional bending or warping. And I know this one might be obvious, but stacking records can also damage your artwork. You can cause creases or ring wear over time due to pressure, which will diminish the overall quality. It can diminish the appearance and also the value of the records. So protect both your records and the covers by storing them upright, and you'll thank yourself later. Number 6 is playing dirty or dusty records. And playing a dusty record is like running sandpaper over your stylus. Dust causes skips, pops, and even wear on your stylus over time. So before playing, give each record a quick clean with an anti-static brush. This 1-minute ritual can make the world of difference for both sound quality and the longevity of your equipment. Now, don't forget, cleaning isn't just for older records. It's also just as important to clean new records, as manufacturing residues and packaging dust can settle into the grooves. And this impacts the sound and also wears down your stylus. Now, regular cleaning can help save your stylus life by reducing friction and buildup, but remember to keep the stylus itself clean too. A clean record paired with a dirty stylus defeats the purpose and can introduce unwanted noise and wear. Keep both your records and your stylus pristine for the best sound and longest lifespan of your setup. Number 7 is using low quality sleeves. You know, those flimsy plastic sleeves that come with some records may seem okay, but they can cause scratching over time. This same is true with paper sleeves, which can leave tiny scuffs on the vinyl surface and even generate dust particles that settle into the grooves. Replace them with high quality acid-free polyline inner sleeves, which are better for keeping dust out and protecting the record surface. I recommend swapping all sleeves, even the records that come with what we would say a good one, to ensure that your vinyl stays in its best condition possible. This is likely the simplest upgrade you can do for your collection, and it will thank you time and time again. Number 8 is ignoring regular inspections. This is one that, quite honestly, even seasoned professionals of collecting fall a victim to. Just because your records are stored safely doesn't mean they're immune to wear and tear. Take time every few months to inspect your collection. Look out for things like scratches, dust buildup, or signs of mold or mildew, because spotting these issues early can prevent them from becoming major problems later. Also, avoid storing records too tightly together as your collection grows and space starts getting tight. We kind of touched on this earlier, but it's easy to overlook this. Overcrowding can cause unnecessary pressure on the records, making them harder to remove without scuffing the edges, and even increase the risk of warping over time. If you live in a hot or tropical climate, be especially vigilant about monitoring your records. High temperatures and humidity can accelerate mold growth and warping, so consider storing your collection in a climate-controlled area. Regular checks and mindful storage practices are key to keeping your vinyl collection in pristine condition. Number 9 is neglecting your turntable. Yes, your turntable needs love too. A dirty stylus or turntable platter can degrade sound quality and harm your records. Make it a habit to clean your stylus. We've already discussed the importance of cleaning your stylus earlier, but it's worth mentioning twice. And regularly check the balance on your tone arm, because any misaligned tone arm can wear down records unevenly. And if you have an anti-skate option, be sure to check that as well. Now, don't forget about the platter mat. Keeping it clean helps prevent dirt transfer and accidental scratches. And while you're at it, keep dust off your entire turntable setup, including the surrounding area, playing surface, and additional audio equipment. A dust-free environment not only protects your records, but it also enhances your listening experience by reducing interference from particles that can accumulate over time. Now, this simple upkeep can drastically improve the sound quality and keep your records safe. Spin after spin. Number 10 is using a worn out or damaged stylus. This one is often overlooked, folks, especially those getting into vinyl. They go ahead and they'll buy a new record player or a turntable, and they are just so happy to have a new turntable, new record player, that they don't check the stylus and they just start playing records. This is an overlooked mistake. You should not play your records with a worn out or damaged stylus, which is the needle that hits the groove that gives you music. A stylus that's just past its prime, it can not only degrade the sound quality, but it also can permanently damage the grooves of your record. The worn tip acts like sandpaper, sort of scratching and distorting the delicate inner grooves, leading to just this irreversible harm to the record itself. Make it a habit to inspect your stylus regularly. Look for signs for wear or damage, such as a bent cantilever or even a tip that has lost its sharpness. Manufacturers often provide guidelines on how many hours your stylus can play before it needs replacing. That's typically between 500 and 1,000 hours. And if you notice a decline in your audio quality, it might be time for a new stylus. Even when you do have a good stylus or a new stylus, use a stylus brush or cleaning solution to remove dust and debris regularly. A clean stylus not only sounds better, but it also reduces the wear on your records, and you'll be amazed on how much debris can collect on the tip of your stylus by simply just playing a record or two. By keeping your stylus in top shape, you're ensuring that every play is safe one for your precious vinyl. It's a small maintenance tip that has a big impact on preserving both your records and your listening experience. Okay, let's get into the big takeaway. Caring for your vinyl is all about attention to detail. Each one of these habits, cleaning, proper storage, and careful handling plays a role in preserving the sound quality and protects your collection from damage. By avoiding these 10 deadly mistakes, you're not only extending the life of your records, but also keeping the magic of vinyl alive with every spin. If you had a close call with vinyl care or you have a tip I've missed, drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to check the links in the description for products I use on my own records, and check out my other videos on vinyl maintenance for more ways to keep your collection sounding amazing. I'm Louis V. You're watching Vinyl Latte. Happy spinning, and I'll see you on the next video.